Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. And I've spent a really dull day here at home, almost like a housewife chained to the kitchen. But no, I was still cleaning the balcony. And so, as you can see in my description, I have managed to get the terrace mostly clean, and I have to wait for another day because even though the balcony glass is clean, the doors and the windows are relatively clean and they are sparkling. They're still streaky because the winds were very gusty today, and so yeah, I froze my butt off. I had to wash the floor again because, of course, all the window dirt fell to the floor. That's typical. But the thing is, guys, is that at least it's clean and it's a big load off my mind. I just have to wait for the right day to polish it up because I cannot stand to look through a smudged or street glass. It just bothers me. And so I want perfect vision no matter where I am, what season it is. And so, okay, enough of that. My housework is pretty much getting done, okay? This is my spring cleaning catastrophe. Every spring I go through this. I remember even when my mom was around, we would go crazy trying to, you know, fix things up, get rid of stuff. But I've got all that under control, and I have to admit I don't need any help. I'm managing quite well myself, and so I've fixed up the plants a little more, and I still have to transplant one more. Uh, the zucchini plant that I went to buy the other night. I still have to put that in a pot, but I'm okay. I'm done. And my cat, Micha, is really understanding that she is not allowed to eat from anything but her grass. And she is really stubborn about it. But I think I've been wrapping my plants in clear cellophane, the basket wrapping. And it's been really helping her understand that she's not to go near there. Well, she can't eat anything with cellophane wrapped around it, right? So that really was a miracle idea that I seemed to come up with out of nowhere. Anyway, uh, tomorrow's recipe, I think I'll do it tomorrow. Um, it will be a pizza, needless to say. And look at my cheeks, how full and fat they are. um, yes, a lemonade cleanse is starting to become more of a reality to me every day that goes by. And so the pizza that I will be working on tomorrow and the next day will be a spaghetti bolognese sauce with spaghetti on it. You know what I'm saying? I love spaghetti bolognese. Uh, it just so happens that I've never done this particular sauce on my own. My mom and my aunts from Italy, they all made it. And it's a nice sweet sauce. It's more like a ragu. It's not a light, watery sauce. It's a very thick and heavy sauce. So I think it would be perfect for a pizza. And so the ingredients that I don't have yet are white wine because I looked at two recipes online, and one calls for white, one calls for red, one calls for oregano, one calls for parsley. So I have to kind of weed out, and yes, both wines Um, both wines are going to be used, white and red. And so I'm also adding pork belly. I haven't bought the minced beef yet. And I meant to buy it the other day, but the packages were huge, and I'm not much of a beef eater. So, anyway, I have a couple more ingredients to buy. The pizza dough, because I'm not going to make it, guys. It's going to make a mess of my floor and my kitchen. I'm not going to make it. Tonight, I strained my tomatoes, 10 tomatoes. And so tomorrow, I will make the sauce when I get in. And I'm hoping it's a nicer day tomorrow. It rained all day. And so I want to go and pick up some more wine because I only have red wine. And so now I'm going to be using white wine as well. Just a little smidgen. So, they don't sell little smidgens of wine, they sell great big, huge um, cartons of wine. So I'm stuck. I hope I like this wine that I buy, you know. And so that's what's on the agenda for this weekend. And I probably will, I may not finish it all in one video because it's going to be a little complicated. I have to boil the pasta, make the sauce, then roll out the pizza dough. It's going to be, you know, time consuming, but still fun. And if there's anybody who needs to have some fun and relax right now at this moment, it's me. Um, so I hope that this pizza will be very therapeutic for me. You all like, you know, listening to meditative music, doing yoga, and listening to calm and relaxing music. I make pizzas to meditate and relax. How's that for an Italian cook? I'm not much of a cook, but when I cook, I really make a mess of my kitchen. And so tomorrow I will be picking up the rest of my ingredients, and so I'm really looking forward to that because I I don't know. I think it's so exciting to make a different kind of pizza every weekend, don't you? I've been trying to cut down, but I absolutely cannot. And I know that I am a lot of starch, but I haven't been following the starch solution. I've been skipping food and protein and just I've been really busy with my housework. And so anyway, I think I will introduce you to this case, the second part of this case tonight. So, enough of all this other housekeeping and recipe making babble. I'm going to get on with the case of Melanie and her disappearance in 1996. And so, everyone, before I start, I've been having an off and on horrible experience on YouTube lately, and I don't think it's YouTube. I might be wrong. It might be somebody who is on a YouTube team of some sort. I don't know. I I'm not going to say this anymore, okay? Because uh, all it is that I'm going to report because that's the only way that my dad's friend, the detective, can investigate if I file a report on YouTube. And so this Sunita K has to stop it. I love her channel. I don't know what her problem is. Um, I don't know. I know that she is of the mind that the McCanns, it's about the McCanns. It's about the McCanns. And I am not going to take responsibility for what the McCanns may have done or may not have done. I love the McCanns. And given what I've been talking about with Tammy, that I think that they were faced with the same situation that was common to Tammy with Madeline McCann. And guys, I'm tired of this. Okay, you think that the McCanns were guilty. That's valid. Not in my perspective, but yes, because, you know, even if you want to ignore the fact that a Portuguese court that wanted to find the McCanns guilty couldn't, even if you want to ignore that, don't come to my channel and spread hate about the McCanns. I know that suspicion about the McCanns is a very valid um, opinion, an idea, and concept. Yes, but I am going to report all hate speech. I will, and I did. Sunita K, grow the heck up. Just because you have a lot of followers, I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less, Sunita K. I don't know what the issue with you is. I've already gone over the fact that the media instructed the McCanns not to show emotion. So Sunita K decided to pin the McCanns' guilt on the fact that they didn't show emotion. Well, Sunita K, yes, you have valid opinions, but if you try to express them in a hate-filled sentence or phrase, you're going to get booted off my channel. I'm going to give you one more chance. I've been nothing but nice on your channel. Stop it! Okay, now we can get on with the case of missing Melanie Edier. So everyone, the last confirmed sighting of Melanie after she departed from Ryan's house was around 1:30 a.m. on the 29th of September, 1996, when she left Ryan's house and began making the 1 kilometer distant walk, about 3,300 feet, to her own house, alone and on foot. Now, guys, I've said this before, and this is in no way, shape, or form a criticism of Melanie, her parent, her friends. No, I could not have ever done something like that. I would have been terrified to walk from here to there, like from my living room to my bathroom. That distance, I never would have been able to do it. I was petrified. I'm not of the mind. However, at my old home abroad, yeah, I wouldn't walk alone. Once or twice, I walked from a nightclub to a cab stand or a convenience store. Just 30 seconds, 60 seconds, that's it. It was all brightly lit and full of traffic and people moving around at 3 a.m. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but nothing ever happened. God bless my old resort home. God bless it. Um, if you ever want to be safe, move to a tourist area in your own city. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say on that because that would be probably the only way you could guarantee your own safety, right? Okay, so she walked a few feet away from Ryan's house to her house, and she hadn't made it to her home yet. And so it was very, very uncommon, as it is put into this story, for Melanie to ever walk home by herself. But without phone service, she couldn't call home for a ride. So what I'm what I'm not getting, guys, is why did her friend have her own grandparents all set up? Why didn't her grandparents simply drive them? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't under. Why did Melanie not? And again, it's not a criticism. Something had to have been going on at that house for Melanie to have decided not to walk home with a friend that she had spent an entire day with, but to stick around and walk home alone. What happened? What happened? So, one of the boys did walk her to the door. Big freaking deal. If you were a real man, you would have walked her home. But, okay, I'm not going to get into that. My own boyfriend would never, he would walk me to the freaking toilet if I had to pee before I went to bed. You know what I'm saying? He would make sure that I was really in the house. And call it jealousy, call it overprotectiveness. I don't know, but certain boys are different. And so, she, he watched her walk west down Pine Avenue, which is on the map that I included in the little film at the end of the video. He watched her walk west on Pine Avenue. And so at this time, she was wearing a green Nike windbreaker, a white t shirt with a blue heart logo on it, blue jeans, a black belt with a silver buckle, black boots, and a short heel. The boots had a very short heel, and a necklace and a watch. Hmm. So that's what she was wearing the last time she was ever seen. If in fact that is true, I have no reason to believe it or disbelieve it. I don't know, right? I don't know. So Melanie's route would have taken her through 3 intersections and also over the Armstrong Bridge, past the gas station. That's not good. And apartment buildings, up a street, up a back alley. Oh, up a back alley. That's not good either. She really didn't make a very good choice there. Um, she went along a main road and finally to the top of a church street where Melanie's residence really was located. And so, you know what, guys? That doesn't sound good. She made very poor choices. And what I'm trying to suggest is that she was forced, for some reason that is not known to us, to do that. Why would she ignore a walk home with her friend? Why? It would have been wonderful for them to walk together home. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Something happened at that house. I don't understand why the boys let her walk. You know what? Guys, in my day, okay, I'm older than you, but in my day, any friend, I don't care what the relationship, any friend, male, female, romance, platonic, wouldn't have done that. Just saying, you know? So, um, according to Melanie's family and Melanie's friends, she typically preferred to use the back alley when making this journey. What? First, it says that she never usually walked home alone. Then it says that she usually walked home alone through the alley. I don't know what to believe. I think it's a bunch of BS. Of course, I don't have all the facts, but it doesn't sound true. It doesn't sound true. And so the bridge was the only part of Melanie's route that would have been brightly lit. And the street would have been reasonably busy at 1 a.m. I understand the way that works. And so, even at that hour, after the bridge, the last stretch of her walk home involved a very poorly lit back road where the video rental store she had visited earlier was located. Hmm. Now I'm really suspicious of that location. So the weather that evening was pretty clear, and it had only been 2 days since the previous full moon. So it was a beautiful September night. I know September can be awesome. Indian summer on the way, and it is believed that there would have been some natural light along Melanie's route. Probably, the stars, the moon. That sounds wonderful. But she never made it home, so it couldn't have been that wonderful. And so Melanie's mother, Celine, became aware of her daughter's absence the next morning. That's sad. That's sad. Again, not a criticism, but all those hours to 8 p.m. Um, went by before anybody ever even, realized that Melanie was gone. She could have been halfway across the world by then. Um, so Melanie wasn't in her room, and it was typical of Melanie to spend the night at her friend's house. So, wow, she was 15. Okay, I made a mistake. I made a couple of mistakes in the first part of this case. Number one, Melanie was not yet 16. She would be turning 16 that Christmas Day. Number two, Melanie was not Afro American. She was Canadian African. So it's a bit of a difference. And I think racism is a great big part of this case. So whether it could be transgenderism, like Tammy, or racism, I don't know. But something here doesn't fly with me. So I'm just saying. Um, so Melanie's grandparents arrived at the house at 10 a.m. to celebrate a birthday. And so Melanie, at that point, would have been supposed to have finished preparing the cake that she bought materials for the day before. Remember that we were talking about how she was going to be planning this birthday cake for her parents, her grandparents, and it was such a sweet thing for her to have done. And so Celine, the mother, did not immediately suspect. Wow, at 10 a.m. still. But it was typical for Melanie to stay over at her friend's house. So I don't really blame the mother at all. The mother didn't do anything. Who I do blame is the person who knew Melanie that well to have had her abducted. And whatever else happened, I don't know. But it had to have been somebody who knew Melanie well. So, Celine, the mother, did not immediately suspect that anything was wrong or amiss. Um, because Melanie, of course, was very responsible. She was an honest student. She held down a beautiful job at the nursery school. And, it wasn't typical of Melanie to do stupid things. You know what I'm saying? And so she did eventually, Melanie's mother, Celine, did eventually become alarmed when it became clear that Melanie had not actually ever made it home from Ryan's house the night before. And so Celine and her father, uh, who would be Melanie's grandfather, drove to Tim Hortons to purchase a cake. Boy, that cake was so important, wasn't it? And call around, I guess calling her friends and whoever, in hopes of reaching Melanie, where Celine learned that her daughter Melanie had left Ryan's house around 1 a.m. So Melanie also did not appear at the daycare job the next day as scheduled, and that prompted her mother to phone the police at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, was it 1300 hours to report Melanie missing. So guys, in this particular case, a long stretch of time passed before Melanie was actually reported missing. She could have been anywhere by then, if she were indeed still alive. She could have been, in China. She could have been in Mexico. She could have been in Australia. She could have been in Japan. What I'm saying is she could have been trafficked for all the amount of time that had passed. She could have easily been trafficked. Not willingly, of course, but it would have been possible for her to be trafficked. And so, guys, I'm going to leave this part. The next coming part will be the investigation. I'm going to leave this for now, and I'm going to, thank you very much for listening to my ranting and raving. And I'm hoping that I clear things up with this other YouTuber, because if she doesn't stop it, I'm going to do something legal about it, because this thing about hate has to stop. And so thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.